parks attracting crowds, long lines at this water park, restaurants and businesses slowly reopening.
Happy to be able to see some friendly faces.
But will cautious customers return? Why Arkansas may be seeing its second peak of infections and the one business seeing a sudden resurgence.
Bouncing back, the hopeful news from the NBA. Talks underway that could restart the season, where the games could be held, and movement on the gridiron. Team facilities ready to reopen. Plus the young players who are back on deck.
Missing mom, the search for this woman from Colorado who disappeared on Mother's Day. Her husband's plea.
I will do whatever it takes to get you back. Honey, I love you.
Where investigators are searching for clues right now.
Breaking overnight, holiday weekend storms.
Oh, there goes the roof of their house. We got to get out of here.
Over a dozen reported tornadoes tearing across 7 states, homes and businesses torn to pieces, and this dramatic lightning display, the new threat today, and your Memorial Day forecast.
And honoring the fallen. How the pandemic is changing the way Americans pay tribute to those who gave their lives defending their country.
What it takes to sacrifice a portion of your life or your whole life for our nation.
Saluting their sacrifice this morning.
Live from ABC News in New York, this is Good Morning America.
Good morning. In the last 24 hours, more than 21,000 new COVID-19 cases have been reported in the U.S., along with more than 1,000 deaths.
And as the total number of deaths in America approaches 100,000, the New York Times this morning is trying to put that awful number in some kind of perspective with a grim front page simply listing the names of 1,000 of the victims. It would take about 96 more pages like that to list the names of every American who has died thus far.
And overseas this morning, Spain is planning to reopen to tourists in July. The country hoping foreign tourists will take that as a cue to start making vacation plans. Spain gets more than 80 million visitors every year.
And back in the U.S., beaches are always a major focus of the Memorial Day weekend. Things are different this year, of course. We have team coverage this morning. Let's get right to ABC's Trevor Alt at New York's Rockaway Beach. Good morning to you, Trevor.
Good morning, Eva. You know, Memorial Day weekend gatherings come as no surprise, and state officials knew millions of people would be heading outside. They just hope they do it safely. But already, big crowds are causing some concern.
This morning, Americans in droves are heading outside, flocking to beaches.
There's no even one person is wearing a mask.
And national parks this Memorial Day weekend, in some cases concerning those in charge of social distancing.
As much as folks love Zion, this may not be the best time to come just because so many people want to be here.
A Texas water park with a line of 1,300 people waiting to get in Saturday. The owners heavily limiting capacity, but some patrons weren't worried about it.
If you can stay 6 feet apart, hey, so be it. But I mean, we're going to be sliding down these slides, so hey, if we bump each other, we bump each other.
In Florida, Little League is back, a tournament underway this weekend, and summer camps, while making adjustments for safety, are back in business too.
Our information packet that's going to go out like the week before camp, it's going to kind of update parents and campers on the safety protocols we're initiating.
But in North Carolina, as more businesses reopen,
we're just happy to be able to see some friendly faces again.
Overnight, the state reporting its largest spike in cases to date. While in Arkansas, the governor says the state is seeing cases climb again. He's been told of some illnesses tied to a high school swim party.
We have one peak, and then we've had a deep dip, and then we're having a second peak right now.
In Missouri, health officials say a single hairdresser may have exposed more than 90 customers and coworkers after going to work with COVID symptoms for 8 days. And a growing concern from a number of states, visitors coming in from other parts of the country.
We're from Minnesota, so it's been really encouraging to see, people on the beaches breaking quarantine rules. It's awesome.
In hopes of slowing down the spread of the virus heading into Memorial Day, the governor of New Hampshire telling people from neighboring Massachusetts and elsewhere to stay out of his state.
That's where they are, and that's where they should stay.
New York Governor Andrew Cuomo acknowledging a second wave of the virus could arrive from other places, but he says there's not much he can do about it.
I don't believe a state can close its borders to other states.
And while this weekend millions of people are heading out, many retailers say they still aren't seeing their usual traffic, especially during what's typically a busy shopping weekend.
We went into the reopening knowing we wouldn't make money, but it's really our best effort to stay in business.
And as restaurants struggle to draw in customers while also limited to reduce capacities, Fort Lauderdale is trying to create space for them, shutting down certain streets each night and letting restaurants take over.
Hopefully that will bring people out and cause these restaurants to start to come back to life.
But one surprise business appears to be thriving.
Perfect.
The drive-in theater is seeing a resurgence. Vehicles spaced 10 feet apart, families getting to safely enjoy a movie night.
Oh my God, I am so in support of this. I love social distancing.
We've just been stuck in the house, and then we get this opportunity to actually get out.
Now, good weather today on both coasts could bring out even more crowds, and Rockaway Beach here in New York City is still closed, and the rest of New York City is expected to remain shut down until at least early June. But some good news is regions close to here, the Mid-Hudson region and Long Island, could actually start the process of reopening as early as Tuesday and Wednesday. Dan?
That is good news. Trevor, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. And on this Sunday morning, churches across America at a bit of a crossroads after President Trump called for houses of worship to be allowed to reopen. But this question, even if services are held, will people fill the pews? ABC's Rachel Scott is on that story from Washington. Rachel, good morning to you.
Dan, good morning. The president said he wants to see places of prayer open immediately. But this morning, religious leaders are weighing the call to worship in person against the risk of the coronavirus.
This morning, the president's demand to reopen places of worship sparking praise and outrage.
We would like to thank our president today.
We don't have to gather in a building to be the church. We can gather virtually.
For the first time in weeks, Solid Rock Baptist Church in New Jersey will open its doors for Sunday service, defying state orders.
We will do things safely, sanitized, and using social distancing.
President Trump calling on governors to allow churches, synagogues, and mosques to hold in-person services this weekend.
The governors need to do the right thing and allow these very important, essential places of faith to open right now. If they don't do it, I will override the governors.
It's unclear whether President Trump has the authority to do so. The CDC recently posted this graphic on Twitter, showing how 2 people with the virus infected at least 35 others at a church gathering in Arkansas back in March. Now some religious leaders saying returning to worship in person could cost lives.
What's at risk is probably doing a bunch of funerals. What's at risk is a bunch of folk winding up in the hospital. What's at risk are children losing parents and grandparents.
With the coronavirus ravaging minority communities, black congregations are still reeling from losses. Bishop Douglas Wiley tested positive for COVID-19 himself.
Rather than rushing back into a building, I think we need to take into account all of the factors, medical, social, economic.
Tensions running high in some states. In California, more than 1,200 pastors say they plan to resume church with or without the state's permission on May 31st.
As you can see, our sanctuary is empty.
This weekend, virtual services will continue to connect religious communities. Muslims are marking the end of Ramadan without coming together.
Now, religious services gathering in person will look a lot different. New CDC guidelines are encouraging leaders to hold worship outside if possible and even limit singing because it may contribute to the transmission of the virus. Dr. Deborah Birx on the White House's coronavirus task force says some areas with a high number of coronavirus cases may still have to hold off. Whit?
Many people heading out to church for the first time this morning in a while. Rachel, thank you so much. We appreciate it. We do want to bring in our medical contributor, Dr. Todd Ellerin, for some ideas on how you and your family can stay safe from the virus this weekend. Dr. Ellerin, thanks so much for joining us. I want to start with churches because this is a big test. The first holiday weekend in this season of reopening, you could call it. President Trump basically deemed churches essential across the country. They are starting to reopen to some degree. What can people do as they head out to worship today to protect themselves and their families?
Yes, good morning, Whit. So it's important to recognize there have been outbreaks that have started in places of worship, so we have to take this seriously. If you can do the services outside where there's better ventilation, less likely to spread. If you're inside, perhaps limiting the number of congregants, maybe every other pew, and other things like the universal masking. Masking definitely decreases transmission, and try to avoid singing, at least in this first phase, because that may make the droplets go further than 6 feet.
What about things like heading out to the beaches? We've seen the images of packed beaches, backyard barbecues, obviously a Memorial Day pastime. Is it still possible to gather with friends and family in a safe way?
It is. We've heard this term quarantining, T-E-A-M. So when you have the people in your bubble, you can stay within 6 feet. But, when you have other people gathering that aren't in your bubble, that's when you really want to make sure you have your mask, make sure that your seats are more than 6 feet away from other people, and good hand washing, obviously frequent sanitizing of the bathrooms, the shower pavilions. Those are very important. But the same principles that have kept us safe inside, we're more likely to be even safer outside, because the virus, with ultraviolet radiation and the humidity, less likely to spread.
And now more than ever, the pandemic, it's really up to individuals to be responsible as they head outside. Dr. Ellerin, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. Eva, over to you.
Well, now to the economic situation as Americans face the worst downturn since the Great Depression. This morning, as businesses begin reopening, calls for Ford to shut down a Dearborn plant after 2 employees tested positive for COVID. 20 people at that plant are now quarantined. The United Auto Workers Union saying they think the plant's reopened too soon. Still, it's been a constant struggle for Americans to make ends meet. ABC's Deidre Bolton is here with more.
The coronavirus pandemic has put millions of Americans out of work and left them hungry. Families lining up at this New York food bank. In Indiana, no racing this weekend at the iconic Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Instead, a food drive for thousands in need. Close to 30% of Americans have had to take a pay cut or been laid off since the start of the crisis. For many families, the struggle is not just about food, it is also about shelter.
We've had to postpone paying bills. Our mortgage is 2 months late. It's either we eat or we pay a bill. So that's where we're at right now.
In April alone, 1.6 million Americans stopped paying their mortgage, the biggest one-month spike ever.
It's been very frustrating. Out of my household, there's 7 of us here. 3 of us have been laid off, and there's only 2 adults working.
Some are now turning to side jobs to make extra money for food and bills.
Right now, since the pandemic, I have 4 side hustles going right now, between nannying, yoga classes, grocery shopping for families, and delivering product for my friend's company. It's been hard. It's been really hectic.
House Democrats passed a bill last week that seeks to buy more time for Americans. So the Democrats proposed pushing an extension of the $600 per week federal backstop until January 2021 rather than this July. Senate Majority Leader, though, Mitch McConnell, he says the next coronavirus relief bill will not extend the benefit. Dan?
So much pain out there, economically, physically, psychologically. Deirdre, thank you. For more on all of this, let's bring in ABC's Martha Raddatz, who will be hosting This Week later this morning. Martha, good morning. I want to bring back that stunning image from the front page of the New York Times, the list of the dead as America approaches this grim milestone of 100,000 fatalities. What impact does this number have, most likely, on the ongoing political and policy efforts to reopen the economy?
Well, I mean, first of all, Dan, it's so important to remember every single one of those numbers is a name, is a family member, is a husband or a wife who contributed to our society in some way. That is a reminder we all need to have at this point. But you also have a country clearly eager to start reopening, with all 50 states now reopening in some way. So it is that balance. We know there has been this horrific loss. We know there could be loss in the future. But people, as you've said all morning, people are eager to get out. People are eager to get back to work. So it is that balance of the health risk and the economy that we've been facing for months.
And of course, there are health risks to keeping the economy closed, depression and many many other health risks there. So it is an incredibly tricky balance. On the show this morning, I know you're going to be talking about these striking and really disturbing racial disparities when it comes to the impact of this pandemic. We're seeing a disproportionate impact on African American communities. What is being done on a policy level, if anything, to address these disparities?
Well, I think one of the things that's happening, and we're talking to Mayor Muriel Bowser from Washington, D.C. this morning. I met her earlier this week at a hospital in one of the poorest areas in Washington, D.C. I know what she's trying to do, and so many others, are to have people look at the root of the problem, why it's affecting these communities to a greater degree, why people are suffering more there. And it is the lack of health care even before the coronavirus hit. It is the lack of grocery stores even before the coronavirus hit. And it's the lack of hospitals. One of the things that they're doing here in D.C. is opening a new COVID ward in this hospital and a new ICU. These are the things they're trying to address at this point.
Yeah, this pandemic exposing sort of old disparities and wounds in this culture, no question about it. Martha, thank you so much. And I want to remind everybody that Martha has a big show this morning. She's going to go one-on-one with the White House Coronavirus Response Coordinator. That's Dr. Deborah Birx. Plus, Rahm Emanuel and Chris Christie read the latest tea leaves in Joe Biden's search for a running mate. That's coming up later this morning, right here on ABC. Whit, over to you.
Let's head outside, and Rob Marciano getting a check of the forecast on this Memorial Day weekend. Rob, a lot of people heading out of their homes for the first time in a long time, depending on you to deliver some decent weather. What's going on?
Yeah, well, the first third, Whit, of the holiday weekend was rough for a lot of the country. There were multiple pockets of severe weather throwing down damaging wind, big hail, and there were 18 reported tornadoes across 8 states already.
Oh, yeah, it's on the ground.
Overnight tornadoes breaking out in the Midwest as severe storms march across the country.
Oh, there goes the roof of their house. We got to get out of here.
This twister caught on camera spinning just outside of Iowa City. The powerful winds tossing debris and ripping off the roof of a home. In Illinois, that same system bringing heavy rain, strong winds, and damaging hail to Joliet, southwest of Chicago.
Oh, the size of hail.
This resident capturing the heavy downpour of hail. And in the Texas Panhandle, a dramatic lightning show. Watch as the bolts spread across the sky. This comes as residents in Bowie, Texas, clean up after an EF1 tornado with winds of 95 miles per hour tore through there, leaving homes and businesses in shambles.
And again, today we have storms that are pushing across areas that got hit yesterday. So let's get to that in a pretty wide area of severe weather threat today across especially the Midwest. So we've got a severe thunderstorm watch that's posted for Iowa that got hit with a couple of tornadoes yesterday. And there's that line moving through Omaha, and it'll be pushing east at a pretty rapid clip, mostly just some wind with this. And flood watch is posted for parts of the Midwest. And I think Texas is going to see a fair amount of rain with this next system as well. That dry line, that's where you'll see the storms pop late in the day today. Mostly damaging winds, large hail, a tornado or two not out of the question. And your Memorial Day forecast looking ahead towards tomorrow. Basically, the corners, the northeast and the southwest, look to be dry and seasonable, if not above average temperatures. But the middle part of the country will be unsettled, but warm. 85 degrees in Chicago, that feels like summer. And the sunshine state of Florida doesn't look too good today or tomorrow. That's a check on what's happening nationally. Time now for a look at your local forecast.
Well, hello and happy Sunday. Meteorologist Alex Liggett here. Easterly flow has set up across the region. That's increased that low-level moisture and, yes, clouds. They'll be abundant today, mostly cloudy skies. Highs cooler, only into the lower 70s. We will see more of the same as we get into Memorial Day Monday. We will have that potential for cloudy skies in the morning, maybe some late-day breaks. High temperatures a little bit milder into the upper 70s. Then back near the 80-degree mark Tuesday, Wednesday. Chance for some storms to wrap up the work week.
You guys see what we framed up back there? Okay, it's up 365 days a year, but even more important this weekend. Back to you guys.
Yes.
Yes, the flag behind you. I was noticing the pool house, though.
Yeah, that too. There is a bathroom in that as well.
Well, there is a small pond next to it, yes.
Pond would be good for you.
Yes, Khaki Shack shout out on a Sunday morning.
Yep.
Nothing more patriotic than that, Rob. Thank you.
Well, on a normal Memorial Day weekend, we would be bringing you scenes of parades and solemn ceremonies at national cemeteries. But this year, Americans have to find different ways to honor those who died defending our country. Here's ABC's Stephanie Ramos with more.
This Memorial Day, amidst the COVID-19 pandemic, Americans are finding new ways to honor those who made the ultimate sacrifice.
We're going to give it our best shot to honor